What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Listen, my bad about yesterday. My bad. You know what? I was talking mad hella close to the microphone. Listen, I was rushing yesterday because it was like after 10, I had like a long ass day yesterday. So my mind was like, I'm just rushing trying to, do the review so I can upload it. So I was, usually when I have time to really like check everything to make sure everything's right, I do like audio checks. I do make sure everything working smoothly and stuff like that. But I just was like trying to get through it and stuff like that. So my bad for that. Because I did play it back after I uploaded it. Once the video like fully uploaded and I published it and stuff like that, that's when I checked it back. It was like, I didn't like that part of the audio. I didn't like that part. Yeah, so I noticed that. My fault for that. But definitely to some of y'all, listen, I ain't gonna chew your head off. Cause I know, listen, when people come at me in the comments, I usually do like, listen, I don't play that. But I only do that for people that's like trolling. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time I do that. That's for like people that's being hella disrespectful or something like that. That's the only time I say anything like out of pocket to a person because they're being out of pocket with me. That's the only time I ever say that. But if you're genuinely in my comments and you're like, oh, the audio was this, I'm not gonna be mad at you, for speaking your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course not. It's just some people get on here and they do be a little disrespectful for no reason, and that's when I chew their heads off. But if you're like letting me know something, genuinely letting me know something, of course I'm not going to yell at you or get mad at you. Of course not, because you're doing me a favor, because I honestly did not know until I played it back. That's when I saw the comments and I was like, oh, let me check real quick. And then I so I just want to clear that up real quick. my bad about that. So anyway, getting into this episode of GH, Carly is on this journey right about now. Her flight got canceled. It got delayed. Pretty much they had to do an emergency landing in Jacksonville, Florida. Ironically, that's where Carly is from. That's where she grew up and stuff with Frank Benson and them. So she doesn't have any fond memories of Jacksonville. She was sitting next to this older lady and she was kind of, ranting and stuff, talking to her about her time in Jacksonville and all that, how, it wasn't memorable for her. So she ended up losing her phone on the plane and whatnot, demanding that she get to be let back on the plane. And I guess they had moved the plane or something like that. And, the attendant was like, listen, if the phone comes up and lost and found, we'll give it to you. Or whatever, if it pops up. So she's pissed about that now, too. Now her flight completely got canceled. So now she can't even go to Aruba now because of the storm and stuff like that. So now she's stuck in Jacksonville for a second. I feel like that was done on purpose, obviously, because Carly being in Jacksonville, of all places, the places that she, the place she was raised and, she has bad memories with Frank Benson. I think that holds such significance and it was done beautifully because I think this is like a self-reflective journey for her. Because you have to sometimes confront the past in order to move on to your future. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Carly really ever confronted that past. So what I think she should do is get her ass in an Uber or a car service, whatever, and maybe visit Frank Benson's old place or something like that to get it all off her chest. Because I don't think she's been to Jacksonville since back in the day. So I think this could be a good, journey for her. Like I said, sometimes you got to visit and confront the past in order to, embrace the present and the future. So hopefully it works out for her. Drew is sitting here leaving hella messages for Carly. Of course, she's not getting those messages. And Sam and Scout come up because tomorrow, I guess, is Scout's first day of school. Let me tell y'all something. I miss those days. Oh my God, I miss the days of first day of school. Lord have mercy. I was so nervous. I wasn't nervous, but it's like it's the first day. You kind of dumb hype about it and stuff like that. Like a part of you is like, damn, I don't really want to go back to school because you had a long summer, and now it's like I'm kind of hyped at the same time. You get to see some friends, make some new friends, so it's a fun experience. So, of course, Sam, starts talking to Drew about Carly and stuff like that. And I like how Drew switched the subject about, to her and Dante moving in. He congratulated her and stuff like that. And what struck me was the fact that when he was talking about her and Dante, she switched the conversation back to him and Carly. Oh, I see the spark between you and her, and Drew was like, it's not going to be a problem for you, is it? I don't see why it would be, but I definitely feel like there's residual feelings where Sam is concerned, because every time she's around Drew and Carly, she eyeballs them. Like one time when she bumped into them at the Metro Court, then at the Quartermain charity picnic, she was, when they were doing the relay races and all that type of stuff, and I think Carly had fell on top of Drew or something like that, and they were just laughing and playing around. Sam kept peeping, like she kept looking at them and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like Sam still got some type of feelings for Drew. I definitely feel like she does, and she's not completely over him as she likes to think that she is. I think that might come up to play, because I feel like she ain't over it. I think he may be over it, but she ain't. She definitely not. And I'm like, Sam, you left that man for Jason. I understand she had real feelings for Drew, but you did leave him for Jason, so leave him be. You're in another relationship now. He's moving forward with his life. Y'all need to move on and let that go. So anyway, moving on from that. Curtis. I'm getting tired of him because he just keeps looking for any excuse to put blame on Jordan. Oh, I think she did this deliberately. I think she just ain't move on with her life and all this stuff. And I'm just like, sir, if only you knew. Do I think Jordan still has feelings for Curtis? Of course. Because she's not the one who wanted the divorce. She's not the one who filed for the divorce. So, of course, she still wants him. I think in a way. She still... I don't know about still want, but I know she still got some good feelings for him. I'm pretty sure if he probably wanted to get back with her, she probably wouldn't resist it. But she did sign those divorce papers. You know what I'm saying? She was going to allow him to move on. You know what I mean? She wasn't trying to hold on. You know what I mean? If only he knew the real reason those papers were not filed. She actually showed how selfless she really is, because she could have been selfish and threw Stella ass under the bus. She could have been selfish and never even signed the divorce papers to begin with and held on to this marriage if she wanted to. She could have done all of those things, but she did not. He wanted to move on. She tried to fight for it. He didn't want to anymore. So she said, you know what? Let him go. And that's what she was doing. She signed the papers. She could have been selfish and snitched on Stella and said, you know what, the reason we're not divorced is because your aunt. And he could have flipped out on Stella. She didn't do that. She preserved their relationship. So he need, when the truth come out, and hopefully it do, when he find out everything, he better get on his hands and knees and worship the ground that woman walk on. I'm just saying, because a lot of what she has done has been selfless, not selfish. And look at what she's trying to do for him now. Like, she's trying to find out if he has a daughter out there that he don't even know nothing about. That's what I'm saying. He's so busy trying to see if Jordan got ulterior motives, but the woman that's next to you, that's wearing the engagement ring that you put on her finger that you bought for her, she's the one that's not being truthful with you. That's the one who's lying to you and has been lying to you for damn near 20 years. That's the one that you need to be upset with. You know what I mean? Like, you coming at the ex-wife or the soon-to-be ex-wife, and she ain't even the real problem. So TJ came up and stuff, and Curtis was like, oh, how's your mom doing and stuff like that. He was like, she good, just working around the clock and stuff like that. And basically Curtis is trying to figure out why Jordan has not moved on romantically yet. What is there to wonder about? I mean, like TJ said, the woman works around the clock. She's the police commissioner. She's always working. So I doubt a relationship is even on her brain right now. You know what I mean? She's always at that damn office all the time, or working a case, or helping to work a case, overseeing cases. She hasn't really put herself out there. You know what I'm saying? To find anybody. There's a bunch of different reasons why she hasn't romantically moved on, Curtis. Not everything revolves around you. There are multiple reasons. Like, he just always... I just feel like he always want to think the worst of her, no matter what. He just gonna think that. But like I said, when the truth comes out, he better get on his hands and knees and beg for forgiveness and kiss her ass. I'm just saying. And kiss it good. I'm just saying. So anyway, moving on from that. I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoyed the conversation Ava Nicholas had. I really did. It was enjoyable for me. but it pissed me off at the same time because Nicholas is such an ass. Like, he really is. You know, he was as truthful with her as he possibly could be. And I think they kind of put all their chips on the table. I think they just let everything hang out because she didn't believe that he did it. And Nicholas reassured her. He said, listen, I would never try to kill the woman that I love. I can believe that to an extent. Because if this was Emily, he would have never physically tried to harm Emily. Never. Emily was literally the love of that man's life. He would have never. But as far as Ava and stuff like that, I don't know. The jury is still out on that one. Because I do feel like he does love her and have genuine feelings for her. But would he hesitate to take her out if he had to? If it benefited him somehow, some way? I don't think he really would. He might hesitate, but I still think he would do. I wouldn't put nothing past Nicholas when it comes to anybody at this present moment. I wouldn't put nothing past him. But obviously Nicholas ain't the one that tried to kill her. And he made that very clear. He was like, listen, if I wanted you dead, I wouldn't have done, sliced you up and nothing like that. He said, if I really wanted you dead, I would have just used my bare hands to kill your ass, if that's what I really wanted. I felt like that was honest, and even Ava respected his candor. She was like, that's as honest as I guess you're going to be, because at least he put it out there, as crazy as it might sound, because nobody wants to hear their husband say, like, if I wanted you dead, I'd kill you with my bare hand, but they got that little twisted ass relationship, like, so I guess that was romantic for her, I guess. He was, like I said, he was as honest as he could be. He was like, at the end of the day, she can't really, it's hard for her to forgive him because of the whole sleeping with Esme thing. But, he was like, I can't help it. He was like, I'm a cat. You know what I'm saying? I'm a scoundrel. At least he admitted that. But I'm like, that's really, if it was me, I'm just saying, like, that's not, all the shit that he said wouldn't get me back. I'm just you would kill me with your bare hands if you wanted me dead. That's a red flag. You're a scoundrel. You're a hoe. That's another red flag. You were just naming red flags that would not make me want to come back to your ass. Like, I'm just saying, like, that would just push me further and further to divorce you. Because you being a hoe, it's like, so that, so what does that mean? That, like, anytime it's that easy for you to cheat? And it really was easy for him to cheat, because I feel like he'd been wanting to sleep with Esme for a while before they actually even did it. Furthermore, it really didn't take much convincing to get him to cheat on Ava. He did it effortlessly. So I feel like he has no problem with that. He just weak-minded like that. Like, he would just cheat just like that. That's what I think. Ava admitted, though, she was like, listen, she still want him back. She was like, she do. She still want Nicholas, but it's just hard to forgive him, though. She was like, when you're honest like this, it almost makes me want you back. So he took that as an invitation, like, oh, we finally getting back on good ground. And he tried to kiss her. She was like, she said, I said almost. Keyword, almost. I love that, because Ava was like, listen, yeah, I'm softening up towards your ass a little bit, but that don't mean I want you back. That don't mean I'm coming back home. That don't mean that we gonna be, man and wife fully again. And I don't blame her. So Sonny came up in the room or whatever, and he was pissed to see Nicholas in there, but Ava was like, listen, he here because I asked him to be here. We need to have a conversation. They were also talking about Elizabeth too. Like, Ava don't think Elizabeth did it either. She was like, no, I don't believe you did it. I don't believe Liz did it. I don't either. I don't. Because she wanted to know about that little alibi that Elizabeth gave him or whatever. Like, did he do that? The alibi that he gave her too. He was like, Ava was like, did you do that to save yourself, or did you genuinely try to help her? And he tried to claim it was genuinely trying to help Elizabeth, but I doubt it. He was also trying to, keep the cops off of his ass from asking questions too. So Sonny came up in there, he was pissed. He was like, listen, what the hell he doing here? But Nicholas reaffirmed. He was like, I didn't try to kill Ava. And Sonny was like, I know you didn't. Sonny got the proof now that he didn't, because somebody just attacked Brando with the same MO. I feel bad for Sasha, because it's like, how much more can this woman take? Like, how much more? She just lost her son a while back, going through addiction. She went through the whole Harmony situation. Now she got to go through these criminal charges and guardianship, and now her husband was just stabbed. It's a lot. You know, her husband is literally clinging to life right now. He had pretty much a collapsed lung at the moment. His lung is collapsing. Like, he's in dire straits at this moment. So all her and Gladys can do is pray. You know what I mean? It is so good to see Lexi Ainsworth back on the show. I am so freaking happy to see her. Oh my God. She can teach a class on how to cry and scream. Lexi did her thing. Christina was just giving me horror movie tease today with that screaming. Like, she was going crazy. When she saw Brando and started screaming, I thought I was watching Halloween or something. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis. Because I was loving it. You know, Sonny rushed out there and he had to put pressure on Brando wound, and Christina was calling 911. It was just a hot mess. I'm like, who is doing this? Like, who the hell is doing this mess? Like, the list of suspects is mighty long. Do I put Esme up in there? Yeah, because Brando wasn't the intended target. And my thing about Brando is, why the hell didn't he turn and run back to Charlie's? Like, why would you turn and go into the direction of the killer? I'm just saying, like, brother, turn around and haul ass. I hate when people try to be brave and go walk towards danger. Like, no, I'm not walking towards danger. I'm going to get the hell out of danger sight is what I'm going to do. You ain't catching me running towards no danger. That's just not, it's not going down that way. Not today, Satan. So Jordan and Dante were talking about the case and stuff like that, and a hook is missing from the Quartermain boathouse. And they got the forensics report and all that stuff back. Jordan was like, listen, we need to go back to square one. We need to look at everybody who was at that party. I want to go through everybody's alibi with a fine-tooth comb. She said, because at the end of the day, I want to make no mistakes. I need to know where I need to pinpoint everybody's alibi. Like, she needs to confirm everybody's alibi to the T. And she needs to confirm the timeline of the accident. Like, when exactly did it happen? You know what I'm saying? Because I think they had between 9:45 and 10. So it's like a 15-minute stretch. She needs an exact time that it happened. I don't blame Jordan. Jordan is on her shit on this case. Jordan said, listen, we going through everything fine-tooth comb because we need to nail who did this. And she was telling Dante, you know what? Take the rest of the night off. Go home. Go, you know, be with Sam and stuff like that. I'll burn the midnight oil going through files and stuff. And as soon as he was about to leave, they got a phone call about Brando. And now they got to go to the crime scene. I said, well, so much for that going home to Sam business. You're going to be burning the midnight oil too, my brother. So they get to the crime scene and whatnot. You know, Sonny and Christina already gave their statement to the officer, and they just want to go to the hospital at this point. So Jordan is trying to figure this out. She was like, she's trying to figure out the connection between what happened to Brando and what happened to Ava. Or, you know, is it an isolated situation? Like, how did this happen? Like, who's doing this? At this point, they need to figure out Jocelyn's involvement in this, because Brando was not the intended target. Jocelyn was, because that killer was looking at Jocelyn. And the only reason the person did not attack Jocelyn because Brando intercepted. Brando came out there. Had Brando not came out there, Jocelyn would be the one in danger right now. She would be the one, you know, with a collapsed lung maybe, or dead, you know, if Brando didn't come out there. That's what makes me think this could be Esme, because for it to be Ava getting stabbed and now that person was looking at Jocelyn, that could have been Esme that did that. Because come on, Ava, Jocelyn, the common denominator, the connection between these two is Esme. They both had a problem with her, so it makes sense for her to go after the two of them and try to exact revenge. And Brando just got, you know, wrong place, wrong time, pretty much. Got caught in the crossfire. That's pretty much what it is. And Jordan needs to figure that out quick. Do something to figure that out, because you might have a potential killer in your hands here. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.